Hey, coach, let's talk about 5 action steps that you can take to get over your fear of being a new life coach. My name is Krista Kathleen. I'm a life coach and business mentor, and I specialize in working with women who also feel called to become life coaches and build and grow thriving online coaching businesses. All right, so the reason I want to talk about fear today is this is the majority of work that I do with my private clients. And I personally know that when you don't have a good relationship with fear, it really does get in the way of you becoming a successful life coach. So that's why we need to talk about this today. Let's talk about what are the most common fears that exist for new life coaches at this time. So, the fear of being seen or visible, the fear of failing, the fear of not finding clients or making money, the fear of being judged from friends, family, or peers, the fear of success, the fear of not getting people results, the fear of imposter syndrome, the fear of asking for money, the fear of bothering people when selling, and the fear that your services are not enough. So if you experience any of those fears that I just said on that list, know that you are not alone and there's nothing wrong with you. It is perfectly normal and common with what you're experiencing at this time. So why is this fear even coming up in your life as you're becoming a new life coach? And that's going to be a unique answer for each individual. But if I could take a guess, it's probably because you're getting ready to step out of your comfort zone in this major way, maybe in a way that you've never done before. Also, you're putting yourself out there. You're letting yourself be fully seen for your ideas and your creativity. You're building something from scratch. Maybe in the past, being in an MLM or direct sales, you've sold someone else's products or services. This time, you're selling your own ideas and creations, and that is so incredibly scary. So, there could be a million different reasons why the fear is coming up, but the most important thing moving forward is to know how to manage the fear and to have a good relationship with the fear so that way it doesn't stop you from being successful. Also, too, I truly believe that when you are giving yourself permission to find your purpose and follow your purpose, that is so incredibly scary. I know it was for me. I so badly wanted to become a coach and to make this coaching business work out. And I would have panic attacks as I was working on my business in the beginning. I remember falling to the kitchen floor and feeling like I couldn't breathe and like someone was squeezing my chest because I was just so scared that this business wasn't going to work. And I so badly needed it to. So that way I didn't have to go back to my horrible job being a registered nurse. And I just truly feel that I was put on this earth to become a life coach and run a coaching business. And when you want something really, really bad, you're really scared of it not working out. So take it as a good sign is that if you are just absolutely terrified right now, this is probably truly your purpose and what you're put on this earth to do in this world. Also, you want to really make sure that you prioritize doing your work around your fear right now, because this is going to be the number one thing that you work on with your own coaching clients someday, or maybe you are already, but they're going to come to you with their deepest and greatest fears around their biggest desires in life. And if you have an unhealthy relationship with fear, it's going to be really hard to help your clients work with their fear moving forward. So I'm really happy that you're watching this and you realize the importance of why it's important to address your fears head on and not push them aside or run the other direction, which is what we normally do when it comes to fear. Okay, so let's talk about 5 action steps that you can actually take to start to have a better relationship with your fear of becoming a new coach moving forward. The first one is you're going to want to release the shame and judgment around your fear. Remember, when I read off of that big list, you are not alone, and it's okay to have the fear that you're having right now. So, in order to heal, we need to feel, and it's really important to acknowledge what you're going through and not shame it, not judge it. This is a really simple and easy practice, but what you can do is put your hand over your heart and close your eyes and say, It's okay for me to be afraid around whatever it is. Like, so it's okay for me to be afraid around being visible. It's okay for me to be afraid of asking clients for money, right? Like, say the thing that you're afraid of out loud, connect with your heart chakra and just breathe into that. Breathe in that love and that compassion into your body so that way it can start to make that shame smaller. The second action step that you can take around your fear is a thing called exposure therapy. So, this is actually a psychological term, and this is maybe you've already done this in therapy, but the only true way to make your fears smaller and more manageable, I don't want to say to get rid of your fears because you're never going to get rid of your fears. There's a thing called new level, new devil. As you experience more success and more growth, there's going to be new fears, new challenges. So your fears are never truly going to go away, but we do want to make them smaller. We do want to make them more manageable and have a more loving relationship with them. And you can do that through exposure therapy. So remember, with fear, we don't want to push it aside. We don't want to stuff it down. We don't want to avoid it. We want to actually face it head on. And through exposure therapy, you can do that. And how this works is you're going to face your fear head on in a safe way that feels good for you. So, taking those baby steps. So for example, if you have a fear of snakes, what you can do is maybe you take your boyfriend or your husband or someone that you love and trust, you take them to the zoo with you and you go into the reptile building and you look at a snake behind glass, right? So this is a very safe way to address your fear of snakes. You don't have to touch the snake. You don't have to worry about the snake biting you or being in the same environment, but you get to practice being present, looking at the snake and being in your body and breathing and paying attention to where you tightening up and where you constricting, and right, so you're letting yourself be exposed to your fear in a safe way, in a safe environment with a safe person. So you can do this with all of your current fears that you have with becoming a new life coach right now as well. So give yourself permission to face your fears head on in a safe way so that way they can become more manageable. Number 3 is use your fear as a compass. So like we just talked about, oftentimes people want to run the opposite direction away from their fear. You want to learn how to use fear as your compass. The thing that you are most scared of right now, get excited about that. Let yourself move towards that thing, because that is the universe telling you what to focus on. It's giving you answers, it's giving you clues towards the thing that's going to help you to become the most successful, empowered version of yourself. Right. So, for example, for me right now, something that I am really, really scared to do is to have a real and honest and open conversation with my mom. I've been struggling with our relationship for a really long time. I haven't really dealt with the things that she said that's bothered me. And now I'm realizing that I need to do the thing that I'm most scared of. And that is actually sitting down and talking with her and telling her the ways that she's hurt me. So I know that this is what I need to focus on. It scares the shit out of me. I don't want to do it, but I know the only way to have a better relationship with my mom is do the thing that I'm most afraid of. So again, letting fear be that compass for you. The fourth action step to take is writing a letter to your fear. This is one of my favorite exercises to do with my private coaching clients. So you want to treat fear like it's a person in your life, and you're going to write a little love letter to it or a breakup letter. You can decide the theme of the letter. So something that it can sound like is, "Dear fear, I want to apologize. I've been running away from you my entire life, and I'm ready to stop doing that. I want to improve our relationship together. I want to spend more time with you, and I want to treat you better. I want to understand why you're here, and I want to learn from you." Right? So that's just an example. You can say whatever you want, but it's so cathartic to get those words out onto the page. And then if you want extra credit, you can read your letter out loud to someone that you trust. Maybe you're working with a coach or a therapist, or you have a friend that you could do this to, or a family member. But just read your letter out loud and let yourself feel seen and heard and acknowledged for, all the fear that you've had in your life. All right, number 5 is doing a brain dump around your fear. This is another exercise I love to do with my private clients. So you sit down for 10 minutes and you have a pen and a paper and you just go to town writing out every single fear that you have in your mind. And it feels so good just releasing, getting those fears out of your mind. And then what you're going to do is you're going to rewrite each fear. You're going to change the story, right? Because remember, you created the fear in the first place. So you also have the power to overcome it, or to change that fear into a more empowering statement. So if you write down, I'm afraid to be seen right now, the thing you can say is, it is safe to be seen in my coaching business. Okay, so I want you to do that for every fear that comes out onto your page. I want you to rewrite it into a more empowering statement for yourself. And the last bonus tip that I have for you is to read the book Playing Big by Tara Moore. Oh my gosh. I know you probably have a lot of books on your reading list right now. I know that I do, but this book is so good in helping women who are ready to step into their role as leaders and speak up and essentially playing bigger in life, right? Stepping outside your comfort zone in a really big way. Tara Moore is a coach herself, and so she has some really great exercises and meditations in there, and helps you to really understand why the inner critic and fear is coming up at this time in your life on your coaching journey. So I'll put that link in the description below so you can check out that book and start reading it ASAP. Okay, so I want to hear from you. What's the number one fear that you have right now around becoming a life coach? Let me know in the comment section below. Okay, it's really empowering and feels really good just owning that fear and saying it out loud. So that way others can know that they're not alone in their fears. We all share the same fears at the end of the day. So let me know below, what is the number one fear for you around becoming a new life coach at this time? Also, make sure to check out my newest digital course, Build Your Life Coaching Biz in 7 Days. I have some amazing exercises in that course to help you get through your fear of becoming a new life coach, in addition to building your life coach from scratch. And I share with you all of my resources and tools and everything that I've done to build up my life coaching business over the years, how I find my clients, how I do my discovery calls, how I onboard my new clients. So I share everything with you in that course. So it's only $97. It's not going to be that much for a long time. I'm going to raise it here pretty soon. So get it while you can. And thank you so much for supporting my channel and watching these videos. And it's such an honor being able to guide you with your journey with becoming a new coach. All right. Bye, everyone.